All right, let's bring in political analyst Kall. Aaron, thank you for being here with us. Let's start with one of probably the most watched races tonight, which is in the city of Detroit. Of course, this is a critical time for the Motor City. We're going to see a big change in either direction, and the city has obviously been through a lot as well. So what exactly are some of the factors moving forward with these candidates and this change that is coming?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great 12 years or so, and the comeback for Detroit is real. And because Mike Duggan's leaving, seeking higher office, it's just a real pivotal time. People are very excited, looking positive in the direction, but can that momentum sustain? And with new leadership, a good relationship with the new mayor and the city council, can that continue? And other things that still need to be addressed, affordability and housing, crime and other things, there's still a lot more to go. And so it's a real pivotal time. And so that's why I think there's so much interest in the election.
Yeah, so Sheffield very much the front runner in this race. Whether she wins or whether Kall does, and it's an upset, what do you think will really define the next mayor's time in office?
Yeah, it's keeping the positive momentum. It's been such a great relationship with the mayor and the city council, not having things escalate in public and really have a good working relationship, bringing in private investment and development. And so, that continuing and people not being satisfied with some crime and poverty and a lot of things. And so not being just happy and say, oh, we've come out of bankruptcy and kind of reached the peak, but striving for even to more improvements and getting an even higher attainability in the next several years. I think there's still a lot of work to do, and so the new mayor is going to have to hit the ground running to do that.
And Aaron, with there being a changing of the guard in the city, what are some of the risks, and then on the other side, some of the opportunities in having new leadership?
Yes, I mean, we've had such strong leadership for the last 12 years, and Mike Duggan really was the right person at the right time and had a very interesting combination of both private sector experience, being legal experience, and so he was at a very pivotal time coming in, and in some ways I think Mayor Sheffield fits that bill. She's, the groundbreaking things she's done, being on the council, the president of the council, knowing a lot of the players, seeing how the elections are going to go tonight, having those relationships, working on the budget and things like that. And so a lot of opportunities and there's going to be a lot of energy behind that from the private and public sector. And so the sky is really the limit, and a lot can be done very quickly.
You mentioned relationships. Can you talk about the relationship between the mayor of a major city like Detroit and state government? What kind of impact could this race have statewide?
Yeah. Well, we've seen a lot of the proposals that both of the candidates want to do, and it requires money. And you have both, there's a state dynamic and even federal, which we haven't talked about with the president, but a lot of the things that cost a lot of money and require approval at the state level. And right now, politics are very divided there. The Republicans controlling the House, the Democrats the Senate, likely to continue. And so really going to have to reach deals, cut across the line. The budget was very tough to get this year. And so those kind of skills, bringing both sides together, is going to be very important. And then there's federal funding where a lot of that is going to run out. And so the relationship that the mayor is going to have with the president, we saw that come up in the debate and potential troops and things like that. So getting it from both sides, but you need the funding to get so many of the proposals. They have many detailed lists they want to do, but that's going to require a lot of political talents because you're going to get pulled in a lot of different directions.
Yeah. And you mentioned quickly that Duggan was there in the right place at the right time. There were different factors like federal funding and whatnot. With this new mayor, what are some of the specific challenges that they're going to face to try to keep the momentum going and keep the city going in the right direction?
Yeah, I mean, there's been so much private support, money, funding, federal government support. There's still some money left, but eventually that's going to run out. And so a lot of proposals are going to increase taxes, but there is opposition to there. I think that Sheffield's done a good job of having the support of this community, showing that I've got this legislative and political track record. And it's a tough time to kind of come in without that political experience. And so having those skills, the track record to do it, I think it will increase confidence that they can do the job in a really important time.
All right, Aaron, I know you're going to be with us throughout the night. We'll talk to you again soon. Thank you very much.